Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to the Double RT Boxing Show. This is another breakdown and prediction segment, number 89. Tonight is the 21st, a heavy day of boxing. You got the Broner Vargas card, you got the Frampton Donaire card, you got the Khan Greco card, you got the Thomas Asmadak versus Joey Abel card. The main fight on that card I'm interested in is the cruiserweight. Masternak and Kalinga. One of those guys should be in line to fight the WBSS cruiserweight winner. But hopefully you guys get to watch those all, because I'm going to have to go to work. I had to do a nice little morning run before I go to work. But doesn't mean I'm not going to leave you with some boxing talk before the fight starts. So let's get into that prediction number 89. Thank you for tuning in, new viewers. Thank you for becoming new subscribers. This is the vacant WBO light super lightweight belt. Terry Flanagan versus Maurice Hooker. You know, Terry Flanagan is moving up. He vacated his WBO lightweight belt that Ray Beltran beat Paulus Moses for, which is deserving of a rematch in my opinion. Even though I was going for Ray Beltran, but Paulus Moses in my book won that fight, and he deserves a rematch. Now, as for this fight itself, this should be an interesting fight. You got Maurice Hooker, who's probably not well known to the boxing crowd. He's 23-0 with 3 draws, 16 knockouts, 103 rounds of experience. He's a tall fighter. Couldn't find all his attribute heights on BoxRec. But he's a tall, lanky fighter. You got Terry Flanagan's 33-0, 13 KOs, 39% knockout ratio. So you got a taller, lankier, according to the numbers, a knockout fighter against a 33-0, a well-known, I would say not well-known, but probably a better known to the boxing scene. I think Terry Flanagan is better known in the UK crowd than Maurice Hooker is known in the US crowd. You know, you got 178 rounds of experience for Flanagan, and he's 5'9". Couldn't find the age. They had him down as inactive, but I know he just vacated his belt and just kind of, I think, waited for this opportunity. He waited for Terrence Crawford to do the inevitable, vacate his belt to just move up, and he just took the opportunity of a vacant title. So he vacated his and moved up. Now, Maurice Hooker, like I said, he's a tall, lanky fighter, and what I like about him is he fights tall. There's a lot of fighters who don't use their attributes well. He fights tall and he uses his length. You know, he's a good back foot fighter. He lets you walk into his length. He's really good at his inside game. It's kind of wide, kind of slappish with his punches, but his movement around the ring is really well. Like I said, he's a very good back foot fighter. He's all about the 1-2s. He just lets you walk right into, because you got to cross a big gap to get to him. As for Flanagan, I think he has good waist movement. He shows good head movement. He's not a stationary target as Maurice Hooker he is. So so we don't go back and forth, we'll go with the legs of these guys, feet movement, the leg movement. Do they generate power through their legs? We'll cover all that. Like I said, I'm gonna give the legs. It's a tough one because Maurice is excellent to me. Not excellent, but he's good at moving around the ring, keeping his opponents off balance the best they could be, so they don't generate the most out of their punches. And he allows you just to walk right in. While to me, Flanagan is pretty decent at movement, but his feet, he's quick to get in on his opponents, and I think he gives even though his numbers are low for the knockout ratio, 33 with 13 KOs, he gets pretty good oomph on his punches, and I think that's and I don't think it's all arm punches. I do believe it's generated from his legs. So defensively, so that's a toss up how you want to give it. Legs, I'm going to give it to Maurice Hooker because I like how his movement helps his attributes. For defensively, I'm going with Flanagan. Maurice, he's a tall fighter, but he fights very tall and straight up. So you can just rush him as he's backing up, and punching. You can he's always backing up either in a straight line or you can catch him turning with a nice check hook. He's open for it. If he's always turning. I believe he's always turning to his right, so you can just catch him with a check left hook. To me, I see that as an opening. And like I said, he backs straight up. He fights very tall. He leaves himself a lot of open in his gaps, especially in the inside game. Like I said, he swings wild, and you can just catch him over the top. As far as Flanagan, he's better defensively. He's tight. He fights more compact. To me, if you're gonna catch any openings on Flanagan, because he keeps the gap pretty well. If he's only open to me, he's open most if you're going to be first. You have to really press the action on Flanagan or throw with him. I don't see too much opening on him. He fights with a nice high guard. He doesn't leave his hands, he doesn't give you an easy welcoming to land on him. So defensively, so it's a box for box. You got legs for Hooker, defensively for Flanagan. Now offensively, I'm going with Flanagan. With 178 rounds of experience, I just think he has more time to develop his arsenal. He changes his speed variations, his power variations. He goes from up and down with the jab. He goes up and down with the hooks. He does uppercuts, long range uppercuts, where sometimes can leave him open, but he throws a long range uppercuts, close range uppercuts, and he gets a little angles on his punches. Where I think Maurice Hooker, like I said, he's a 1-2 jab, and he's always backing up, allowing you to try and walk the gap. But his punches are always the same speed. He could be timed. I'd say if you rush him after his recoil with a nice double jab, after his 1-2, you can catch him, and he's gonna turn to his right, so you can double jab in and time and anticipate he's gonna turn to his right and check him with a left hook. So I'm going with the arsenal and weaponry and offense of Terry Flanagan. And with that being the breakdown, my prediction is even though the numbers, for Maurice Hooker to win this fight, he's going to have to really keep that gap. He can't box. I'd be surprised if he's on the front foot taking control of Flanagan. I'd be very, very surprised at that. I think Flanagan has too much arsenal for him, too much weaponry. Now and the length would be, I think Flanagan could get inside his length. I'd be surprised if Hooker's trying to come forward with his length. He's gonna go on the back foot, because I'm picking Flanagan to win by a large decision, if not possible, knock him out in the late rounds, even though he has a small KO ratio. I think he's offensively smart enough, because Maurice Hooker, he's 23-0-3, and all his opponents are padded. They beat no-namers. Their records were padded, so his record is padded with people who beat padded people. The only real fight he had was Darlis Perez. He fought Corolla, Luke Campbell, his last fight, and that was a draw. So the only real guy with some notable boxing ability on his record gave him a run for his money. And I think Flanagan is better than Perez. So if Maurice Hooker had a hard time getting a decisive win over Perez, I don't see that style of Maurice Hooker troubling Flanagan. I think Flanagan should get in there. Like I said, easily, because Maurice Hooker gets hit by everyone. Everyone crosses that gap and hits him. So I think Flanagan's going to either outbox him pretty well, or like I said, even a late round stoppage. This is a double RT boxing show. We're going with, well, Mr. A is going with, you guys can leave a comment on who you're going with. Mr. A is going with and the new WBO super lightweight champion, 140 pounds, Terry Flanagan. Leave your comment down below. New viewers, hope you become new subscribers, and enjoy tuning in to the Double RT Boxing Show. Thank you.